Nico Rosberg yesterday took pole position for the Spanish Grand Prix in yet another close qualifying session this season. The Mercedes driver took pole position from Sebastian Vettel by a mere 4 thousandths of a second, becoming one of the closest qualifying sessions in Formula One's history. The other Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton lines up directly behind his teammate in third, alongside Nasser, becoming the best starting position for the Brazilian this season. Bottas and Massa take up 5th and 6th positions, with the lone Red Bull of Ricciardo in 7th. Hulkenberg took 8th position, with the two Toro Rossos of Sainz and Verstappen rounding out the top 10 for the Spanish Grand Prix.
What's going on, guys? Aarava here. Welcome back to my F1 Ultra Mod Career Mode for your faces on a Monday night. We're back with episode number 5 today for the Spanish Grand Prix. I know I am hyped. If you are hyped as well, then comment below and smash that like button straight away, because it is getting very, very tense in the championship, and we have had an absolute cracker start to this season. We've had 4 different winners in the first 4 races. Absolutely epic. If you've missed the last episode out in Bahrain, do go check it out. That was uploaded last week on a Monday. Remember, these are usually uploaded every single Monday night at 7 PM UK time, but last time out we had a really awesome race, probably the best of the season so far, and that made it 4 different winners in the first 4 races, one of them not being me. I have not won a race yet, and I am yet still really strongly in the championship fight already, you know, at the beginning of this season. I would have thought maybe since I haven't won a race yet, I wouldn't be in it, but I'm firmly in it. Unlike Sebastian, he's been wavering a little bit, and we mentioned that in the last episode that we were going to have some talks behind closed doors back at Maranello between the Ferrari crew, myself and Sebastian, to try and pick up where we're kind of losing out on race pace, because Sebastian's been doing really well in qualifying, but he just can't convert it into a win yet, and I seemingly can't get anywhere close to a win yet. The closest we got to was Bahrain, but we kind of mucked it up a little bit with the tyre strategy. But I am very, very confident going into Europe that we can get that elusive win. Hopefully it could be maybe today at the Spanish Grand Prix. I hope you guys are hyped for it, because I know I am. We're here for a very soaking Catalonia circuit. You can see the blue wall tyres on. But let's go straight to the grid for the Spanish Grand Prix and see what we can do. So as you can see, it is quite soaked here at Catalonia, but we've got 66 laps ahead of us for the race, so hopefully it will dry out eventually. But we're going to 5 red lights, and we're off for the Spanish Grand Prix for the 5th time this season. We barreled towards turn 1, quite a long run to turn 1 in the wet conditions, and we're met with a wall of spray from the cars ahead of us. Obviously, with Storm mod installed onto this career mode, it makes it quite a challenge in the wet weather conditions. We go quite cautious in turn 1, braking quite early, obviously, with the realistic damage mod as well. We're taking quite cautiously. We've gone around the outside of Stevens, though, up into 19th place, and now we'll see what we can do on the right-hander. The entire grid is really bunched up here, apart from the top end, like the top 5 to maybe 8, so quite spread out, but then this little pack in the middle down towards P20 indeed, are all very bunched up, so we have to watch out for that. There's already some carbon fiber flailing about, so someone's already lost some bit of their front wing, or maybe the entire bit of it, because I think that was maybe Alonso, I think that was, or I think it was a Spanish flag that was kind of there in the spray that might have lost their front wing there. But we've got Kvyat right ahead of us for company as we move on to the latter stages of lap 1, up into 15th place after Maldonado got held up by whoever lost their front wing. And now we can see Hamilton is down here with us in P13. He may have lost his front wing as well. I think that may have been part of the carbon fiber. And now we've joined that crew. We've lost our front wing. Absolutely fantastic scenes here on lap 1. So Hamilton is into the pits. I'm into the pits, and yeah, just brilliant. So 2 of the front runners into the pits early for another new front wing and a new set of wet tyres. So me and Hamilton can sort of be chums at the back, even though I'm not so chummy with him. But anyway, we've got to just make this pit stop and just kind of carry on. I know we can still come back for good points. It's not the end of the world. Remember, if you remember back to China, we lost our front wing on lap 1 as well, and we came back there. Just showing how, you know, if I lose concentration for just a little bit there and just didn't brake enough behind Kvyat, you can just lose the entire front wing with the realistic damage mod. Really does penalise you when you have those moments where you just don't think enough far ahead. So moving on to lap 4 through the slow chicane at the end of the circuit, we've got Hamilton right ahead of us, who's peeling into the pits now for another pit stop. So we didn't catch him in those 3 laps after our pit stop, but that doesn't matter anyway because he's gone to the pits, and a whole load of people are in the pits now, as you can see by the mini map. So I think they're all switching over to intermediate tyres, because you can see up in the sky it's quite a lot lighter than it was on lap 1. So I think it's time to switch over to intermediates, and on to lap 5 in the middle of it. We're right behind Hulkenberg here. We lose the back end. We actually find ourselves going into the grass and the gravel there, definitely showing the grip levels aren't as we want them on these wet tyres. So I definitely think it is time for the intermediate tyres, as you saw so many people in the pits here, and probably some of them are going to catch me up here as we're still on the wet tyres, and we've got to do an entire half lap here just skating through, and I can already feel the grip levels slowing down. And right here, huge snap of oversteer, going to the gravel, across the grass there, gingerly come back on circuit. We're down to 13th now from what was, I think it was 10th place, wasn't it? So we're down below Maldonado, right ahead of Kvyat, who I think has made his pit stop already for the intermediate tyres. So we're eventually going to come to our senses by the end of lap 5, struggle through, just ice skate through into the pit lane, and now we're going to come in for our intermediate tyres. So quite a dramatic change of weather there from quite a soaking track on lap 1, but I guess you could say maybe the weather front just stopped as the race started. So now we're into intermediate tyres. It's quite kind of sunnier, I would say, compared to lap 1 now. At least it's overcast, I guess you could say that, and it's now intermediate conditions. So as I said at the beginning, hopefully it will dry out by the end, and hopefully then we can really get the hammer down, because obviously I think we have decent pace in the wet, but I think our pace can really come into its own in the dry conditions, usually is the case. So right now we're in 18th place, stone dead last, because the 2 people behind us are already out of the Grand Prix, Ericsson and someone else. So we're behind both Manners, who I think are still in the Grand Prix, so that's not what you want to be saying by lap 6 of the Spanish Grand Prix, but hey ho. So we're on the intermediate tyres, and we're now going through and gunning, trying to get back up this grid. So now on the back of Rossi, we go down the inside on the left hand side of the circuit, down, hit the apex, and a pretty damn easy move on Rossi, you must say, but it's a Manor car, so it was always going to be quite easy. We've got Hulkenberg setting the fast lap of the Grand Prix there, so that was quite surprising. And so now we made a darting move on Will Stevens there, who I caught napping a little bit. Going to that corner, he was going very, very slowly, so I thought I'd slip it down the inside. It has worked out for us there, and we're up into 15th place. The next person up ahead is Lewis Hamilton, but he's, I think, around 11 seconds ahead of us at this point, so it's going to take us quite some time to actually catch up to him, if we do indeed catch up to him, because we can't until lap 13 now. 5 laps later, I think that is, or about 6 laps later, going on to lap 14. You can see the track is drying out a little bit, and the track is just generally getting a lot faster as we set the fast lap of the Grand Prix now. Hamilton's still around 8 seconds ahead of us, so still some time to make up there. So we haven't actually had amazing pace versus Hamilton in those 5 laps that have just gone, but now we're getting the groove a little bit. You can see the grip levels are a lot better through this right-hander here, able to really put the power down a little bit earlier as the track gets faster and faster. And by lap 15, it is time for the dry tyres, at least for me. The AI seemingly don't think it's time for the dry tyres, but I'm going to make a little bit of a bold move here once more. I do this quite a lot. You guys probably see a pattern. I like to kind of make a little gamble on the tyres, go a little bit earlier here and there on some of the stints, and so we've done the same thing yet again. We've gone to the option tyres, I should say, a little bit earlier than maybe the AI will, maybe we should in general, because you can see the spray still coming off the tyres through turn 1. Doesn't feel too bad, but I can feel the lack of grip, and here we go a little bit wide there and touch our tyre on that little kind of really slippery part on the outside, the fake kind of grass area there. So it is quite slippery still. We're in 13th place though, so we haven't lost massive amount of time here, and we could really gain some time on the AI by the time they come in. And so we can't to lap 17, and that is that time now. Grosjean's in the pits now. I believe some cars are hopefully also coming to the pits. Doesn't look like it right now, but we've just set the fast lap of the Grand Prix, so you must say we are on the right tyre now. And our teammate, look at that, top left, our teammate Sebastian Vettel is leading this Grand Prix at the moment, so that's really awesome to see after the debriefs we've had before coming to Europe, coming to Spain, that hopefully maybe these debriefs have been working, because Sebastian at the moment is leading the Spanish Grand Prix. That's absolutely awesome. I'm actually quite happy about that. As I said, we put beside our differences from last season, and I'm genuinely quite happy to see him there in first place. But now into lap 19, we've overtaken quite a lot of cars. We're up into P7 now, and we've set another fast lap of the Grand Prix, so we have made the absolute right call there. We made a bold move. We went a few laps earlier onto the dry tyres, and it's worked out an absolute treat. We're up into 7th place. Jenson Button is up next in 6th place. Didn't think I'd be saying that, Jensen's done quite well for himself to be up in 6th. And moving on to lap 22, he's done even better for himself because he's managed to overtake Sainz in a few laps and push himself up into 5th place and Sainz down to 6th. So I don't know how on earth he's pulling that off and what on earth he's feeding that McLaren Honda. But looks like it's got some good pace so far in this Grand Prix, so that's doing wonders for the McLaren team. But now we've got DRS on Carlos Sainz. Can we ruin his party at his home Grand Prix? We looked around the outside, think better of it. We do the little switchback, trying to go down the inside here. Can we go side by through the corner? Yes, we can. We bang tyres a little bit. He goes defensive on the right-hander, and we're just going to be patient here. You know, in the past, I've been quite erratic with my moves sometimes. We're going to be a little bit patient here. I know we have DRS coming up on the pit straight, so just coming through the chicane, sticking behind him. Rosberg setting the fast lap of the Grand Prix, so that's quite interesting to look at. So it seems it's going to be a fight for first place between Rosberg and my teammate Vettel. We're getting back onto our action with DRS wide open, move to left-hand side through the tight gap. We overtake Sainz for 6th place, and that is job done. And now we can get on the back of our fellow countryman Jensen Button. But Vettel at the moment is still in first place, so that's good to see. After all the pit stops, he is still in first place, because I would really love to see him win this Grand Prix if he could after the debriefs we've had. But we'll see how it goes, because you can see Rosberg banging in another purple lap time, so he is really going for it. His pace is absolutely storming compared to mine at the moment, so actually I want to try and overtake Button in quite a hurry here with DRS and hopefully get some of that pace on my own into lap time. So now with DRS once more, similar move to Sainz down the left hand side. That time we got very very close to Jensen, actually touched his side pod there, so sorry about that Jensen, but we've overtaken you for 5th place and we've ruined that party for you once more. So we're up into 5th now. Who's up next? Ricciardo is up next, so he's quite some way away. As you can see by the mini map, there's quite a big gap ahead of us, so we're just going to keep our head down and just pump in those lap times. And by lap 32 we've been doing just that, but it's time for another pit stop because we couldn't take those tyres any longer. You can see the tyres starting to wear out and the pace wasn't really there, so I thought we'd go into another fresh set of option tyres and really just pummel in those purple lap times and try and catch up the pack. I hope it's a pack. I mean, if it's not, it'll just be Ricciardo then for what will be 5th place then. So we're down to 7th as someone's overtaken us, you know, as they continued on. Was made quite a weird kind of early pit stop into the rest of the field, obviously, because we came in quite early for the previous dry tyre. But I saw Hamilton go through there in what was about 8th place, so we're going to have to watch out for Hamilton. We haven't really seen him this entire Grand Prix, so he might come back to us, and we might be on the same bit of tarmac by the end of the race. But now on to lap 33, right behind Romain Grosjean and Sergio Perez, who are having a little bit of a ding-dong battle here. Grosjean, though, getting squeezed out by Perez, and I just say thank you very much there, and go down the inside and left-hand side to take him for 10th place. And now we're going to try and overtake Perez. I did nearly say with DRS, but as you can see in the bottom right, our DRS is actually broken at the moment, so we're doing pure slipstream here with the Ferrari, and unfortunately that Mercedes engine in the back of the Force India has actually helped him quite well there, Perez, and we've managed to we couldn't overtake him. So just showing the pure pace actually of the engines. Mercedes still very much have it this season in the 2015 season. So without DRS, we're not able to make that move, but we're sticking with Perez here, sticking with this clip, because we're going to try and just follow Perez as close as possible. The dirty air coming into play a little bit, but we're really getting close here, sniffing up his backside. At this point, we're getting very, very close. Maybe we'll try and push him off his guard, and now we're right in his mirrors. He's probably going to be worrying where we're going to try and overtake him. I think we're just going to have to stick behind him until the next DRS zone, to be honest. I say DRS zone, we're just going to do it on pure slipstream, obviously, unless our DRS miraculously comes back to life. But our engine is actually overheating now. We've lost heaps of time through that exit at the corner, so actually we're going to put it down to lean mix, and we're going to hang back a little bit. We're actually going to do what the real life drivers do in real life, because you can see the engine is overheating quite a bit, red hot. We're actually going to hold back more than a second, let our engine kind of wear down a little bit, cool down a little bit, and then we'll go again. Like they do in real life, we'll go again. You know, we have time to go again in this 100% race, and hopefully by then the DRS will open up. I say all of that, Perez, mate, you just completely mugged me off. I said all that stuff about strategy, and you just come in the pits. Great, thank you very much, mate. Well, you made my life easier, but let's say if Perez did stay out, that's what I would have done. I would have cooled my engine down and then gone for another attack, another assault on him, but he just made my life much easier there and just pit. So, absolutely brilliant. So we're up into 6th place now. Ricciardo's still ahead of us in 5th place, so now we'll get the hammer down once more, try and bang in those purple lap times, and try and catch up to him. Jenson Button, to note, still behind us in 7th, so that's quite nice to see, actually, to be honest. You know, I like to see my, you know, my favourite drivers do well. Button there in 7th place, and I'd like to see my teammate do well, obviously. We've had our differences, but I'm well and truly just up for the team game right here to try and beat Mercedes this year in the Constructors, and so far, so good right now. I believe he's still in 1st place, but now onto lap 35. You can see Carlos Sainz Jr. is up ahead in 5th place, but he's making a pit stop right now, but we are catching Ricciardo slowly. You can see another green time, not a purple one, but we are setting some good lap times here, and we're slowly catching up Ricciardo, who's only a few seconds ahead of us now. You know, we did have it at about a 20-second gap, I think it was, but now we've dwindled it down to a few seconds. So by lap 42, we have done just that. We're within 1 second of Ricciardo, right up his back end. Let's see where we can make the move. He's going to defend quite well, obviously. He's in a very good 4th place for Red Bull here today. So he's going to put up quite a fight. So let's see what we can do. Again, in a similar position to we were with Perez. Trying to make the move. Trying to just do little lunges here and there. Just trying to put him off here and see where we can make the move. Thankfully, our DRS is actually working now. So coming on to this straight, we open DRS. We actually move to the left-hand side of the track. Very close to Ricciardo there. Nearly banged tyres. But he's actually come back at us. He's outbroken us. And as I said, he's going to put up a huge fight, because 4th place for a Red Bull in 2015 is going to be amazing for him, and he's put up a great fight there and outbroken me into that corner, which was very off-putting and surprising, to be honest, because I thought we had DRS. So I thought we would have absolutely nailed him, but not so. The case is not so. So we've lost the back end actually through that chicane, and we've actually lost a little bit of time to Ricciardo, so we have to kind of, you know, calm down, reconfigure, and try and push again for another time. So we open DRS. Well, we're not within 1 second anymore, but we've got within the activation zone there, and we'll try and catch back up to and try and make another move later on into the Grand Prix. Engine overheating a little bit. Once more, we're going to have to try and manage that. But now onto lap 45, you can see purple lap time just banged in. We are coming back. We've cooled down our engine. Now we're making another assault on Ricciardo. This is a very long-winded attack on Ricciardo. He's doing quite well. He's got some really good pace, I'm not going to lie. So he's doing quite well there to try and keep 4th place. We're going to try and steal that from him. Setting another purple sector time, 1st sector time, so that's very good to see. And we've caught up to Ricciardo once more. Same sort of area as the last move. So here's hoping this time he won't outbrake us. We got a lot closer this time. Can we keep the momentum through this right turn? We come through in 5th gear. Engine overheating quite a lot. Come on, engine, just a little bit more. Open DRS again. Move to the right-hand side this time, not the left-hand side. We go right round the outside of Ricciardo. Can we just stick it round? I think we will. Yes, we do. And we're up into 4th place of the Spanish Grand Prix. That is awesome. And what the fuck is going on? Excuse my language, but NASA is in 3rd place. What on earth is NASA eating this season? What on earth is the Sauber drinking this season for fuel? You guys have mentioned that in the comments a few times, that the pace difference between NASA and Ericsson is actually absolutely bonkers. I don't know what on earth NASA has this season. He's got some sort of secret as how to make that Sauber go uber fast, but he's up into 3rd place. So, okay then, that's a little bit interesting. So we're in for the pits now, lap 49. For another set of option tyres. We're going to the end of the Grand Prix now on these option tyres. So now our mission, we've overtaken Ricciardo. Our mission is to try and overtake NASA for that 3rd place and get a podium. And if Vettel is still in 1st place, we'll be making that a 1-3 for Ferrari, which would be absolutely amazing if we could try and do that for the Constructors. At the moment, I did say watch out for Hamilton. You saw Hamilton up there in 5th place at the moment as I've come out in 7th, Button 6th. Hamilton's up in 5th at the moment, so I did say we might be at the same piece of tarmac by the end of the race, and that's exactly what has happened. But now, coming out of the pits right now, cold tyres, but we're closing up on Button because we've got really fresh tyres compared to him, who will probably be on worn tyres. So can we just try and slip it down the inside of this McLaren coming up to the next corner? We do the little darts to the right, then the left, go down the inside, side by side through that corner, but hopefully we'll get the traction. Yes, we do. You can see the mirror there. He just kind of waltzes off into the distance behind us. So we're up in 6th place, Hamilton up in the 5th, and I believe Ricciardo is yet to make his pit stop. So now, we're on to lap 56. We're right behind Felipe Nasr here in the Sauber. We've had to take some time to actually catch up to him. Not going to lie, it's taken a lot longer than I wanted to catch up to Nasr. But now on lap 56, with 10 laps to go, we're right behind the Brazilian. But looky here. Who's right behind us? Oh, it's our chummy friend, Lewis Hamilton, right behind us. I said it, and I was completely correct. He's right behind us, and I'm thinking at this point, he's probably looking at both of us, me and Naz, and thinking, hang on, if I just let them fight, I can maybe come through and just steal both their positions. Well, I'm not going to let that happen here. We're going to try and overtake Nazza here, and just try and have him as a little buffer gap between me and Hamilton. So here, with Slipstream, DRS wide open, we move to the right-hand side of the track, as he's having none of it on the left. We go right round the outside with that pace of the DRS, and we're up into 3rd place on the podium so far. But we've got a nice buffer gap to Hamilton now. We've got a 1 car between us, and oh no, Vettel. Ah, damn it, man. Vettel in 2nd place, so that means Rosberg is leading the Grand Prix there, and you can see in the top left, and you can see in the top of our screen now, ladies and gentlemen, Nico Rosberg has won the Grand Prix. Damn it, that is unfortunate for us. I really hoped that Vettel could have won that race, but that's still not too bad if we can try and finish here. But we've got Hamilton right behind us, sniffing up our gearbox. Can we just put it through for these next few corners? Vettel has finished in 2nd, Rosberg 1st. Can I keep this 3rd place? Hamilton right behind me. I could easily lose it through these corners. Let's just keep it nice and calm, baby. Through the last chicane, through the last corner, and here we go. We're going to come through the last corner, and that is it. I'm pretty sure that's confirmed. We're going to come through for 3rd place in the Spanish Grand Prix. 2-3 for Ferrari. That's still a really, really solid result and a nice way to start the European part of the season. 3rd place, points over Hamilton. Vettel does really well. He had some good pace. Unfortunately, he just couldn't win the Grand Prix. But the promising thing is Vettel was there the entire race. So hopefully, maybe next time in Monaco that can translate over. Although, speaking of Monaco, that'll be the one that I'm hoping I can win as well. You know, we haven't won a race yet. Again, I said it at the beginning of the episode, and I'm still quite surprised I haven't won a race yet. I think something needs to change. I really do want to win a race so far, but you know, our consistency has been so good that it won't actually hinder us in the championship, because you can see another 3rd place, another really high scoring position. Rosberg, after that demise he had in Bahrain, swings back with a win there. But as I said, because of the consistency we've had this season, look at this. We are level on points with Nico Rosberg. Rosberg has had 2 wins this season. We've had none, and we're still level on points with him. The consistency we've had this season has been just amazing, and it means we're right in the fight still with Rosberg. Level on points. Bottas in 3rd place, Massa in 4th, Hamilton in 5th, Vettel in 6th, closing up to the pack. And look at that. Basically, the top 6... I'm sorry, I think I could say that safely the top 6 are probably in a title fight. I mean, I know me and Rosberg a little bit on a level of our own, but P3 to P6 is very, very tasty as well. So that is absolutely amazing. And hopefully, maybe we can end the drought of wins this season and win the next race in Monaco. If you think I can do it, let me know in the comments below. But I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed that episode. Smash that like button, guys, if you did enjoy it. It'd be absolutely awesome. We're going to try and get over 1,500 likes on this episode, guys. If you're new around here, then do subscribe for weekly motorsport content. Let me know what you thought of that race. I thought that was a really, really nice race. Panned out really well strategically for us. And here in the constructors, Mercedes are winning at the moment. Ferrari, we're not, well, we're literally not too far behind. I was going to say not that much behind, but we're 1 point. 1 measly point behind. So we're so close. Great performance for Ferrari at the beginning of the European season. But yeah, again, hope you enjoyed that episode, guys. Give it a like if you did. Comment below what you thought. If you're around here, then do subscribe for weekly F1. I've been Aarava. Hope you enjoyed us today, and I will see you guys next time.